It's May 1943, and everything is seemingly going normal for Henschel, until they're suddenly informed by Vaproof 6 that the Imperial Japanese Army had taken interest in acquiring a Tiger I as well as a Panther tank for the purpose of copying the design for use in their own army. And with that, we begin the story of Japan's quest to acquire the Tiger I. Now, in order to get the process started, Henschel was asked to send 2 complete sets of technical drawings of the Tiger I to Japan, which would be done via the use of microfilm. Well, it turns out a significant amount of time passes, and it wouldn't be until September 1st of that year that the AGK recommended Henschel send a Tiger I, which would be taken from the army stocks and sent to Japan with a full supply of ammunition. The vehicle which was selected was taken from the Magdeburg Königsborn Army Armored Arsenal. Now, in case you already haven't picked up, the trail on this vehicle is kind of spotty, because the next information that we have regarding this vehicle comes from the end of September, which was where Henschel was discussing not only the price of the vehicle, but also the handling of copyright, licensing, and patent rights. Well, as if this discussion couldn't get any more about money, the German and Japanese shipping companies which were to be involved in the vehicle's transport also wanted their fair share of the money as well. Well, after all the financial talks had concluded, discussion soon shifted as to how to ship the vehicle and what method of dismantling would be best for the long journey. These methods for shipping the hull included sending it with full running gear and no turret, which would weigh 36 tons, or simply shipping the hull with no running gear or turret, which would weigh only 29 tons. The turret, which weighed 11 tons on its own, as well as potentially the running gear, would be shipped separately with a combined weight for the two being 30 tons. Well, on October 7th, 1943, the price of the vehicle was set on the bill at 645,000 Reichsmarks. Well, that may not sound bad until you realize that's 345,000 Reichsmarks more than the cost the Wehrmacht was paying. Yet again, we have a long pause, and it wouldn't be until October 27th that Tiger I chassis number 250-455 arrived at Bordeaux for shipment to Japan after a several-day delay for exceeding Germany's railroad profile restrictions. On February 28th of the following year, Henschel officially confirmed the final price of the vehicle to be 645,000 Reichsmarks. After subtracting the Wehrmacht standard price for the Tiger I being 300,000 Reichsmarks, and the cost of shipping, which was totaled at 33,166 Reichsmarks, there was 311,834 Reichsmarks left to be split among the various firms and entities involved in the sale of the Tiger I. Of this remaining money, 80% of it went to the Wehrmacht, while Henschel's corporate side received 2.5%, and the 3 development firms, being Henschel, Krupp, and Maybach, received 17.5%. And then, the trail goes cold, until September 21st, 1944, where the vehicle had remained stationary in Bordeaux until it was announced that the Tiger I, intended to be sent to Japan, would have to remain in Europe as the war in the Pacific had turned decidedly against Japan and the safety of the shipment was no longer guaranteed. Due to this, Japan officially turned the vehicle back over to the Wehrmacht on loan and would never receive the vehicle they had paid for. Now, ignoring the fact that Japan had just got scammed out of 645,000 Reichsmarks, they honestly were probably spared a lot of problems by losing the vehicle. For one thing, the Tiger I was infamous for its insane weight, and in the bogs of the jungles of the Pacific, this particular amount of weight probably would not have fared well for the vehicle. Another issue that would have presented itself had Japan got the Tiger would have been the amount of training required to get crews ready to operate the vehicle and to maintain the vehicle. And considering how even the German crews thought it was a bit maintenance intensive, that would have been a nightmare. There was also the fact that production of the Tiger I was incredibly expensive and highly resource intensive and required large amounts of complicated machinery to produce it. Keep in mind that during World War II, Japan had enough issues producing its own small, relatively simple tanks. Hey, real quick, I just wanted to say, sorry this video was kind of short. I just didn't really have anything that was particularly good to do right now. The worst tank concepts videos I'm having a little bit of problems with, because in the case of the Cold War, I'm still trying to find some really good stuff. And in the case of the World War II vehicles, I'm still trying to get the models for those vehicles into Men of War so that I can actually show them to you in 3D. And I just want to thank all of you who are here watching this right now. And I especially want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see what next year brings. Hopefully the worst tank concepts videos will finally come around. And I'll probably also try some other stuff too. Anyway, I am now going to go and do whatever I am going to do now. So, bye I guess?